Guys, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for having me, as I thank you each and every time. But I know it's been the World Cup, but we're seeing some accelerations in regards to the transfer window of all clubs. We're seeing West Ham look on the verge to sign Yarmolenko and Felipe Anderson and them sort of man there. Leicester sold Mahrez to City. And all of these things. Jorginho looks to be going to Chelsea after not going to City. I mean, ain't that the second midfield target after Fred that's rejected City to move elsewhere in the Premier League? We've seen a lot in it. But Mahrez, let's speak about Mahrez, man. Mahrez, my guy. You guys know I've wanted him for years. We know it wasn't ever going to happen for Arsenal in the same way that certain former managers wanted us to tell us how they knew Kante since he first knew how to tie his laces. They wanted us to tell him how Mahrez is a special player, yet never bring him to the club. But City's our loss and everybody else's loss is City's gain. Now, this move has been coming for a while. I mean, even last summer he should have done this. He should have moved, and you saw he tried to. Mahrez has been brilliant. I've got it here. I mean, 39 goals and 27 assists and a Premier League, helping to win a Premier League title for Leicester. I mean, you obviously knew he won the 2015-2016 Player of the Year. If a man's got 39 goals and 27 assists for Leicester, no disrespect, but he's got to be the best Leicester player that we've seen in the last 10 years or so. It definitely goes down in folklore for them. So he's deserved this move. He's earned this move. Even last season, he's turned up for Leicester. He had fire in his belly, even when he made his hair gold. I mean, how many times did Mahrez save them, or Mahrez assist, or Mahrez make the difference? I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he can play out wide as you'd like to think he is going to, and you'd like to think he's immediately going to put pressure on Sterling and Sane. I don't think them two players would be complacent, but you can forgive them for either player being complacent. They got double figures for goals and assists. Mahrez has come in. Mahrez is extremely experienced. He's going to make them raise their game because depending on how they play, there's only two players that can play on the flanks. Mahrez can play in the 10, so I think Sane, Sterling, and Mahrez could all play together. But if one out of the three has to miss out, pardon me guys, almost messed up my math, then everyone's got to raise their game and step it up in training. Mahrez has wanted this move for a while. He's wanted it. He's got it now. He's going to play with better players, which I think will bring the best out of him as well. And just on the point I was going to say, Mahrez last season turned up against Arsenal. The best game that's in my head is how he smacked up Spurs, man. He made Vertonghen dance. He's made the difference. Every big game the guys played, more or less, there's a goal and an assist there. There is, or he's caused some sort of danger. He's done it against Liverpool. He's done it against United. He's done it against Arsenal. He's even done it against City, even the time they won the league. So he's a big game player. So when you consider that they've got Kevin, Sterling, all of these great players, Gundogan, all of these great players, and then you throw into the mix Mahrez in the champs and stuff, it's going to make them more competitive. And especially because the most dangerous time is actually to win a league title, because you run the risk of complacency. We can't assume, as good as Sterling and Sane and all of these players have been, and all them offensive players have done their job as backed up by the stats, can't assume they're going to be at that same level. And yeah, you need to bring in a fresh face to freshen it up. 60 million, I mean, it's a mad fee, but when you consider that he's got double figures for goal and assists, he's going to be surrounded by better players that will make them improve and make him improve. And in today's market, we've seen worse wastes of money, so it is what it is at this moment in time. So he's needed to join a bigger club. No disrespect to Leicester, because they've won a league title. They've won it in more recent times than Arsenal, and definitely Spurs. Spurs fans, I love you, but you know I gotta throw these ones in, Deluded Gooner and that. But back to all the seriousness, like the guy is sick, man. There's really not much more to say on the guy. Like, he's proper sick, proper sick. And I've also heard Spurs are getting Malcom. Now I'm gonna be so sour, so jealous if they're getting me. Look to be going into Milan. Both North London clubs at a time were in talks with him. Spurs have got money now, allegedly. So for me, they've got to bring that in. That's a signing that will make Spurs fans stand up. He's got a lot of his game that he needs to pattern. I mean, you've seen him dive at times and get caught for it. But for me, he's an electrifying player who will make Spurs fans get out their seat. Listen, you guys know in today's day and age, especially as being an Arsenal fan, teams are way too compact. I miss wingers. I've just spoken about Mahrez, but I miss players that want to get chalk in their boots, want to embarrass their fullback, want to continuously take them on. And Malcom is one of them. He can play on either side of the flank. He can actually play in the middle. But obviously he's a winger. His link-up play is good. He can improve in terms of goals and assists, and there's scope for him to improve more. Danny Levy will love that. The Spurs fans will love it because it will make the fans stand up to be counted, make them think that, okay, we're really trying to be competitive now. We're really trying to kick onto that bracket. There's a player there with scope to be sold to a bigger club. I mean, it's levels. We all know when you're a good player, PSG, Madrid, Barca, all these teams will circulate. So there's scope for a handsome profit to be made. Ultimately on the pitch, I mean, Harry Kane, Eriksen, Dele didn't really have a good season goal scoring wise, but Dele, Son chipping in here and there. Then you've got Malcom. It makes you more competitive in the Champions League, in the Prem, and all of these things there. And Spurs have been very decent for the last couple of seasons, and they really haven't been scrutinised enough, in my opinion, for not going and winning the league title or challenging it, because for me, they've got a very good squad. Fair enough, Toby, for whatever reason, didn't have the best of seasons last year, but three of their centre-halves walk into almost any top 6 side, in my opinion. They've got Harry Kane. I don't need to explain him to you. Fair enough, the fullbacks, it's not quite Walker and Rose. It's really Davis and Trippier. Maybe there's scope to improve that. But they've got a good side. They've got a good side. And there's a belief there. There's a manager there. There's all of these things there. So, like I've said, with everyone in the top 6, I believe everyone in that top 6 can get the top 4. Obviously, 2 people have to miss out. And I believe everyone in that top 6 can win a league title, because they've all got different reasons to be good, to be bad. It's all about belief, momentum, carrying on that consistency, getting out of January in and amongst the pack and things like this. When last did we see a title race? I say this in all my vids. You'd have to go back. When was Manchester City United, when United basically won it and Aguero did his thing? Look, 2012. We've seen Chelsea run away with the title. Leicester run away with the title, where if we force it, we say Spurs and Arsenal were challenging them. We've seen City run away with the title on a mad thing last year and mash up how many stats. So it is what it is, man. So Spurs fans, if this thing does happen, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed, but it's an exciting signing, man. And I'm sour. I'm happy about Torreira, but Malcom, credit to Spurs fans if they get him, and obviously fair play to City for getting Mahrez. So I guess I'm sour about both, man. So yeah, man. Both, Mahrez is definitely... City have obviously got a superb player in Mahrez. If rumours are true and Spurs get Malcom, that's another superb player in my opinion. And yeah, man, with Moura in the squad and all of these guys, there's real options for Spurs. So yeah, man, there's nothing more to be said on that front. Guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest. I appreciate all the views I get, appreciate all the likes, all the comments, all the negative feedback, all the positive feedback, all them haters. I appreciate it all, man. I mean, we all got to take the rough with the smooth, and without a doubt, I'm the waviest at this. And yeah, man, guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest. If you wish, don't forget to like and definitely subscribe. I'm out.